The pain journey continues as we've just seen the main character in what looks like an amazing new release, Novocaine, doesn't feel pain, something that sounds like a superpower, but in reality, pain plays a critical role in keeping us safe and healthy. It's our body talking back. And whether it's a stubbed toe, which we know is the most painful thing that can happen to anyone, or a broken heart, oh, I feel it. Pain is something we all experience, but how much do we really understand about it? Well, I'm going to extend a very warm welcome to clinical physiotherapist and teacher in the fields of chronic pain and healthcare, Jackie Koop, as we explore what pain actually is, why we feel it, and how we can manage it. If only we all had that superpower, Jackie. We were joking about how hectic the pain space is because it's kind of the human condition, and we do judge ourselves, and we do it's a measurement within society, but you know this on a completely different level. So Can you please explain to us what you do in a slightly more nuanced fashion?
So my background is physiotherapy, and I've become increasingly interested in when things don't heal as expected. When someone still has pain after 5 years. So they had a back injury, 5 years later.
Microdiscectomy, yep.
Then the pain is still there. And how does that work? They've had the x-rays, they've had the MRIs, they've tried this, they've tried that, and still they're experiencing pain.
What is it then? What is pain? Have you been able to distill what is actually going on in our body, how we feel it? What is going on when we experience pain?
Pain is fascinating and very complex in that it's not actually a sensation. It's your brain making a calculation. So it's regarded as an output of the brain. Put your hand on the hot stove, information goes from your hand to your brain. Your brain makes a calculation. This is too hot. This could cause injury. Your brain gives you pain so that you remove your hand.
In relation to the danger.
In relation to the danger. So your brain does a calculation around threat. If something feels threatening, it will give you pain to motivate you to move away from the threat.
That immediately says to me we're going to all be working off a different relevance. And we joke about our pain kind of a level and tolerance, but everyone is going to be different because this seems to be informed by not just the physical. I feel pain differently in accordance to my mood. Why is that so?
Yes. Well, along the lines of the calculation the brain makes, and we know that if someone experiences pain, all the areas of the brain light up. The limbic system, which is about mood, the HPA axis, which is around fight and flight, the cognitive processing, what is the relative threat and danger. And so when we talk about pain threshold, it becomes relative to the context.
Are women a lot more resilient when it comes to pain? Can you just put this argument to rest right now?
So there's quite a lot of studies on that, actually. And in some ways, and men and women's physiology is dependent on what their original task was. Men's original task was fight the lion, go and catch the buck.
Put yourself at risk.
Put yourself at risk. So when you put yourself at risk, you need to be able to act fast, but then you need to be able to recover.
Okay.
Whereas women's job is to be able to tolerate discomfort, hide with the child when the guy is busy fighting.
And just keep doing that when you need to.
And keep doing it when you need to. So women's physiology is more set to being able to endure, whereas men's physiology is more set to be able to take action, but then reboot so that you can recover, so that you can then go fight again.
So this says to me again that there is a danger in not being able to feel pain. And I've learned to follow the pain. And that's where the magic happens in my rehabilitation. And I can actually sink into it and connect to my body in that sense. Jack, our main character in Novocaine, doesn't feel a thing. Hilarious results. I hate to be the doctor putting back the pieces after them. What are the dangers if we don't have a pain system running properly?
So there's a subtlety there, which is people who don't experience pain, it's a technical term we call nociception, which is that when you put your hand on the hot stove, nociceptors in your skin get activated, and your brain must decide whether to listen to that information or not. So if you put your hand on a hot stove and at the same time someone makes a loud firing noise behind you, you don't feel that.
Wow.
Because your brain chooses that as
Something
the bigger
else.
threat.
Wow.
So nociception is what people who don't feel pain, they don't feel nociception, which means they don't feel the heat.
But they still take the damage.
But they still take the damage. So,
Wow.
so I was actually the character in the film is obviously a man, and the studies that I was reading yesterday were saying that most males don't make it out of being teenagers.
I can concur, yeah.
Well, because if they can't feel that their tissue is being injured, they think it's funny. And they take more risks. And let me show you how I can punch
You've just
a door.
explained life. You've
Yeah.
literally just explained life and half the broken bones in my body. I love that. So on the darker side of this narrative,
Yeah.
what are the dangers? Because so many people around the studio who have helped me in my pain journey live in pain. We all live in pain to some degree. What are the dangers or the knock-on effect of staying in that inflamed, painful state for too long?
Well, it wears you down. It wears you down emotionally.
Yeah.
It changes your sleep habits. It restricts you socially so that you find that you don't want to go out with your friends, you rather stay home. And all those factors then increase your experience of pain, ironically.
Yeah, completely. It's a snake
So
eating
it's,
its own
yeah,
tail,
yeah.
Bless you for doing what you do every day. I love the fact that within traditional spaces of medicine, we are being so progressive and looking at the bigger picture, the connection between emotional and physical, because for me, the emotional is where it hits twice as hard